You can have 10 trucks, clean uniforms, a great logo, and still be one bad month away from bankruptcy. Most plumbing businesses live one of 4 stages, and only one of them actually gives you profit, peace of mind, and a company you're proud of. In this episode, I'm going to show you exactly how to identify which stage you're in right now, why some companies look successful while quietly drowning, and what separates a business that feels heavy from one where your team does great work, your customers trust you, and you can finally sleep at night. And real quick, if this kind of conversation helps you think differently about your business, hit like and subscribe before you forget. Because once we get into this, you'll be focused on where your company really stands. Let's get into stage 1. Stage 1, it's the mom and pop shop. It's what when I joined my father-in-law's company, it's kind of where it was. Good intentions, hardworking, right? Good reputation. We were hourly. This is 25 years ago, so that was pretty common. We were about what everybody else charged. We called around to find out what everybody else was charged and then charged the same thing. To be honest, really, in the morning, one of my first jobs was use starter fluid to get 2 trucks started before the guys came into work so that they could get in the truck and take off. It wasn't good. No new trucks. Some of the parts were, the tools were old. Things were disorganized. We did good work. We tried really hard. But what was even harder was making payroll. It was such a struggle. Like, we would have to go wrap up jobs and go try to sell jobs to make payroll. You ever been there? It sucks. Some people are actually selling jobs to get down payments to make payroll. And it's a bad, bad cycle, right? So that's stage 1. Stage 2 is you kind of figure some stuff out. You get some processes in place. You got a logo, you got uniforms, you got some decent looking trucks. And things are looking kind of good. You got some calls and you got some texts, 3, 4, 5 texts. Things are busy. You're getting reviews. What's hard about this stage is that everyone's starting to notice you and they're starting to see you and your buddies are seeing you and family is seeing you and friends are seeing you around town and it looks like you're doing good. They say, I see your trucks everywhere. You guys must be doing great. But the truth is you're scrapping for payroll. The truth is you have one good month and then a bad 1 or 2 months. And some months you skip paying yourself. And you're just barely getting by. You're wondering if it's even worth it. And what's so heavy about this is everything looks good. And so you smile and everyone's like, wow, you guys are great. You guys are doing well. And everybody thinks you're rich. And the truth is a couple more months like that and we're out of business, right? That's the stage. There's another stage where you finally get some things figured out. You finally realize that, look, we got to charge what we got to charge. And so you kind of turn into a sales company because, frankly, like it's all sales, right? And so you're selling aggressively and you find a couple good guys that just know how to sell, man. And people, you start selling like crazy. You start teaching sales and you want sales. You send your best sales texts to the best calls and you're really focused on sales. And you know what? That kind of works. It actually works because you actually make money and you have the money to spend on marketing to get more calls because people might not be calling you back. So it does work. But this is what I noticed. Here's a hint. I've been at every one of these stages. I've lived every one of these. The thing about this stage here is things are looking good and things actually are good. Techs are making good money. You're making a profit. But you start to notice that when you find out that your neighbor called or someone from church called and is on the schedule, you don't want to send your best techs. Or if your best tech is on the way and you find out, you call them and say, hey, go easy. I know these people. Have you ever been there? That started to really eat it. It's like that's not fair. That's not integrity. Why would I feel comfortable? Why would I not feel comfortable sending my best people to my friend's house, but I would to a stranger's house? That doesn't feel good. And it's not good, actually, right? In my opinion. Maybe you're comfortable with that. I'm not. I didn't like it. Finally, what really worked is when we figured out the customers like options. You plumbers, I got a challenge for you. You plumbers, what brand are you using? I bet it's an expensive one. You know, there are other brands of tools that are less expensive that will get the job done. But we all buy we all we all buy the expensive brand. But somehow we think that our customer isn't going to buy the best that they can afford. Isn't that weird? So when we figured out that our customers will spend as much as they can afford on their house, the most important asset that they own, the thing that keeps them safe, keeps them cool in the summer and warm in the winter, keeps them dry in the rainy season and in the snow, keeps them safe, builds equity. Like, is there anything else they own that does so much for them? And that's what we have the privilege of working on and fixing. And so most people will spend as much as they can afford on that asset, right? It's not like eating out, or it's not even at a nice restaurant. This is the house that serves them. So when we figured out that all we got to do is stock the shelf with options from the top to the least and let them buy from us, we were shocked to discover that people bought much more than we had imagined, especially when it wasn't any pressure, when we just offered it and let them buy. And whatever they chose, we said, that's a good option. What do you like about it? Right? And then also when we realized that, to have options, we got to know what we're doing. Like, I don't know how to say this. Immature isn't the right word, but an inexperienced or a lesser experienced plumber might not know how to repair the shower valve. All they can do is replace it. Or they might not know that there's actually a stainless steel water heater that has a lifetime warranty. Sure, it's expensive, but it will never leak. And maybe you wouldn't buy it, but some people want to buy that. Lifetime warranty, I've replaced 3 of them in the last 10 years. Like, give me that one that won't leak again, right? So, but not everybody knows that. And so what it did is the requirement to offer options and stock the shelf for our customer, what that did is it required us to become a training company and get good at our craft. And isn't that what we all want? Don't we all want to master our craft and be really good, be the best? And so we became a training organization, not a sales organization. We became a training organization and got really good at the features and benefits of all the items that we had to sell and the bells and whistles that we could attach to them, right? So that we could make a wide variety of offers. And what we discovered is the more that we offered, the more people bought. Isn't that crazy? And then what happens is when you see, for me, when I first learned this, a lady I knew from church, before, when we were the expensive, high-pressure sales company, like, remember, we literally would say, you have an option. You don't have to buy my expensive thing. We can just leave and you pay me my $49. Like, we kind of had them over the barrel, right? So, but then when we gave options and I saw this lady I knew from church, she came up and gave me a big hug and she said the experience was wonderful. And she bought my top option. She'd bought my top option from one of my guys. It wasn't even me. It was one of my guys, but they followed our system. And she bought the top option and gave me a hug at church. And that's when I realized, whoa, we're onto something. This is cool. And so it aligned with our values. We want to be good at what we do. We want to be a training organization. We want to be the best plumbers in town. And we want to let our customers buy according to how they value the situation. And it worked. So that's it. So what stage are you? I've been all four. There is a fifth stage. It's called bankrupt, or you sell to someone else to save face. You can sell your company. I call it, there's a successful sale and there's a sale. Like you can transfer ownership, right? There's that stage. Let's not do that. I was once told I was basically bankrupt, but I was too stubborn to admit it. And frankly, I think it takes that kind of stubbornness to run these companies, right? I think anybody you talk to that's been successful has been through some super tough times. So, what stage are you in? And do you like it? Or do you want to change stages and get into the company that is light and fun, where you're known for your skill set and your craftsmanship and the fact that you give options and you're not a high pressure sales organization, and you get to sleep at night because it's fun, it feels good. And when you see people that you know that use your company, they're almost always happy. All right. If that sounds good, like and subscribe. This is what I talk about. Trade Traction is a podcast where I help contractors that are tired of working for free finally turn a profit and build the company they once believed in at the start, right? Didn't we all dream about how it would be when we started a company? Yeah. You can still do it. You might need a coach. You probably need a coach. I needed a coach. And I think everybody that's been successful has got a coach to help them think things through and do the right thing in the right order. Anyway, I'd love to help. Let's do this.